Okay, there's Bob.
So looks like we're good there. Give me 1 second, everybody, before I start sharing my screen.
One Mississippi.
You know what?
You're done.
Okay. Perfect. Those are sheets. Okay, now get rid of that. And I'm gonna share. And on that note, Bob, 2 Mississippis just for you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. You guys all seeing the agenda?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Welcome everyone to our last UCC meeting of the semester, as long as no one objects, which I don't think anybody's going to. And the happy second to last week of the semester on top of it. So we had a couple people again notify us of being absent. Always remember, again, just moving forward, to let myself or Catherine know if you're not going to be here. And an email is always, again, preferred. Again, myself, her, or both of us together. I don't have any general announcements for the good of the order. Does anybody, before I go through the agenda? Okay, with that being said, we approved our minutes from April 24th via email. Report from executive committee, we were just talking about bylaws. And that was our big thing, because we'll again look to just approve those because we already got them on the consent calendar for this week. So we'll look to again take a vote on those and abstain if you again wish to. But we should be able to get a full vote. They've been on here for a good while now, since March. And again, we've made updates, executive committee, and then others as well. Also being said, I am working I've worked with again Ben and then Catherine. We are putting that UCC like thank you letter, and again for basically for staff for like your portfolio of like rank and promotion and that. And I will send that off next week, just like we did in years past. I also am working on like the UCC letter that I actually just sent to Catherine for next year. Just again, putting forth like kind of like the expectations of that. Ben also mentioned in executive committee yesterday, we will look to do one face-to-face meeting next year and kind of again walk individuals through proposals, and he'll kind of lead that, and myself and executive committee will jump in. There's always like this big mystery that comes to how to do proposals and what to do. When in fear, always ask executive committee and or the registrar's office or Catherine, because of their institutional knowledge and what is expected for the catalog. They are great resources. Any questions on any of that? Catherine, I don't see Cindy on, do you? No. So with that being said, I don't see anything again from academic affairs, and she hasn't reached out to me with that. With that being said, we have 4 sets of minutes from GERC again to accept at this point. And with that being said, can I just call, or can I get a motion to accept those
Move
4 sets
approval
of
of
minutes?
GERC minutes.
I'm sorry, what?
Move approval of GERC minutes.
Okay, and then I see Crystal with the second. Okay, with that being said, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, raise your hand. Any opposed? Any abstention? So moved. We have again approved those 4 sets of GERC minutes again from January to April. Bob, I'm going to point to you. Catherine said we didn't have any minutes since March. Was there anything that's big that we need to discuss?
The only thing that happened, yep, absolutely. The thing that the UCC needs to know is that the BAS recently had its program review. I think that's every 5 or 7 years that has to go through. And the final report is still forthcoming, but all indications were that it went really, really well. And so the BAS program will be continuing in the near future, and it's been a lot of fun. As far as program meeting notes go, It wasn't that kind of meeting to take notes, take official meeting minutes when we met with the program assessment team. So yeah, so that's it for the BAS committee for the semester. Any questions?
Okay. Thank you, Bob. Catalog format subcommittee, Ben is working together with the registrar's office over the summer. He'll start to meet and then kind of again bring me in if I need to be as the chair about anything about the catalog formatting and that. And so we should have some things to report in the fall semester. And again, moving into spring when we're less busy. My big information is that I'm already putting it out there now. Please bring it back to your colleges, dean counts, or your deans, everybody who's going to be doing a proposal that October 20th, 2025 is the deadline for proposals, and nothing will be allowed to be submitted afterwards. So we can avoid what happened this past year, where again, we were getting things the last minute. So please work with constituents in your colleges that October 20th, 2025 is the deadline for proposals to again be considered for 2026, 2027 calendar. Any questions on that? Okay. With that being said, that's my information. Faculty Senate and our rep from GERC, do we have anything?
Faculty Senate met. It was a long meeting. Things happened. Things also didn't happen. I'm sure a lot of you know already. There was a referendum or a proclamation that Faculty Senate had written about the Senate Bill 1198 that was tabled. Faculty Senate also had a debate about a proclamation that was written in support of our international faculty and students, and that was approved. And so that proclamation should be going out shortly.
Okay. I know Ben wasn't again here. Ivory, anything from GERC that we need to know about?
Nope, there's
Nope.
nothing there.
Perfect. Okay. I wanted to bring a thing, and this is something that Jessica mentioned last week about, again, a delegate for Faculty Senate to be able to attend. Is anybody on Faculty Senate and again UCC for next year, which is
I hope
grueling,
not,
if you
because
ask
that's
me.
insane.
I know someone that did it that was part of the executive committee, but they shall remain nameless. But
Right.
anybody that's going to be on there. Okay. Then I'm going to ask.
I'm sorry, what's this for? I missed that.
I'm asking, is anybody going to be on Faculty Senate and UCC? Okay. And then my other question is anybody then want to be the delegate? Again, at least for the fall semester, because I know myself, I most likely would not be able to make meetings because that is my, again, full-time teaching. Springs might be a little bit different, but I would look to see if for a delegate that can attend. Based on our bylaws that will pass momentarily, that'll say that. Is anybody willing to attend Faculty Senate meetings, which are every other Monday?
Honestly, from a UCC perspective, it really, I would just check in with the executive committee of the Faculty Senate, and they meet on Mondays on the non-Faculty Senate meetings, and find out if that they want you, because a lot of times there's really it's not needed that the UCC rep goes, but there's been a couple of times where it's been helpful. So like I said, whoever wants to do the job, just check in with the executive committee of the Faculty Senate whether or not you need to come that week, and more than likely the answer is going to be no.
So there you go, and that was a lot of my time too. But does anybody want to take that upon themselves that's on this committee? Oh, don't all volunteer at once. I see something in my chat. Give me a second. Let me take a look. Okay. Thank you, Jessica.
You can also ask this in the fall when the new people are on.
I will. I was just throwing it out there now. I'm just going to pick on executive committee, and I'll say Randa. welcome to again being the secretary, again voted, and maybe again think about that for next year. It's more about just reaching out, as Bob said. It's usually not a commitment to meet. I'm going to throw that out there to you, and looks like Randa's already commenting. Oh, perfect. She said she's willing to do it if no one else can, so please put that in the minutes. And again, I'll probably put that out there again before we actually meet in the fall. It looks like, oh, Ines says again, volunteering for spring of next year. Perfect. So we got a couple volunteers. Thank you. So that's in the minutes as well, again, for that delegate, or again, to reach out to Faculty Senate's Executive Committee. With that being said, consent calendar, we're going to again do a quick approval of this, but before I call on it and say again, can we get motion to approve, because then I won't go into it. Is there any questions, comments? Crystal, I see. Go ahead.
I was jumping the gun and just gonna do a motion to approve, so I was just too fast.
That's fine. I'll be happy to take your motion once I just wanted to open it up just one last time. Did anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about it? At this point, if we did have those and we had to make any changes, then it would not be then approved till our next meeting, which again would be fall.
Before we do that, I need to double check with Bob Houghton on, just so I can keep up with the minutes. The Faculty Senate, you did a proclamation in support of international students and faculty?
Yep.
Okay, so it was students and faculty?
Yep.
Okay. Okay,
You're good,
thank
Catherine?
you. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, with that being said, since it's on the consent calendar and I'm not hearing anything else, again, motion, can I get a motion then to approve? And that was Crystal with the first. Can I get a second?
Second.
That's Bob. All in favor, either raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? So moved. Again, UCC bylaws are passed then based on those changes from March or April of 2025. That being said, we have no future business. Again, we have not seen proposals, which can be alarming or cannot be. Usually fall is always our busy time anyway. This again, subcommittee is already again being looked at. That's what I talked about earlier. Is there any other business for the good of the order? And this is probably one of the shortest meetings I've ever seen for UCC, 13 minutes, and I am great with that. Unless anybody else has anything.
I have
Catherine.
one thing, and
Go
that
ahead.
is thank you all so very much for all your work this semester or this year actually, and all your patience with the slow proposals coming through. Your work is incredibly important, and I greatly appreciate it. So does all the people behind the scenes in academic affairs. So thank you again for your service. And have a wonderful summer.
Yes, executive committee,
Take
thank
time
you,
off.
everybody. Thank you all again. And I piggyback what Catherine says. You'll see that letter next week. Happy finals week, happy end of the semester. And then can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
That is Bob. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care. Enjoy your summer, and we'll see you back in the fall.